GAVRA Racing GT4 League. I'm your commentator, Ash Dawson. But as I just said, we're only using the Bugatti circuit, so we're staying well within the grounds of the track. And we're coming to you live from practice, Nico Zava in the Team Durex Porsche Cayman. An announcement today, I have to tell you that our driver, let's just get him on our screen, got Lime Evo Ginetta. He is celebrating his 51st birthday today, so big happy birthday to our driver there. Let's hope he can put in a good race today here at Le Mans, because last time out he finished 11th at the Dubai Autodrome. So of course, as I just said, he'll be able to score some points here at Le Mans. Winner last time out was Solo Salita of the Team Target Motorsport Porsche Cayman. We'll get him up on screen now. Where is he? That's not him. So I'm trying to get him on my screen. He's also in the pits at the moment, getting some repairs to that Porsche. Fastest out on the track now is Rip It Up 424. And he is driving the Lime Evo Ginetta, the other Lime Evo Ginetta, I should say. If you look at that distinctive colour, that beautiful green livery on the car, look at that. That is a fantastic livery there on the Leeds-based Ginetta team. I'm coming to you in a commentary box on my own today. There is no other commentator here. They're busy doing other things, so I'm making my first appearance here in the commentary box. But yeah, I'll be bringing you all the up-to-date figures and battles, and also bring you with any news that happens during the course of this race. We are now live from practice, which is almost finished. We've just got under 20 seconds remaining, as Rip It Up now appears to be starting another lap. As he goes up the hill there to the first corner, left, right, and then through the Dunlop Bridge, where Alan McNish famously crashed in the 2011 Le Mans race. Heavy crash, but he just about survived it. He's got into the pits now to Rip It Up, as most drivers are. Some drivers didn't even set a lap. Gonnet Ear, Pinnock 90 Ali, Sola Salita, and Buxton Boy 91. Those drivers did not set a lap. And Math Gamer 7885, it appears he won't be setting a lap time either. But the fastest lap here in practice is a 1 minute 43.869 by Rip It Up of the Lime Evo Ginetta. So we will now soon be getting underway with qualifying. As Hoof-Hearted is actually on track now. He has actually completed a lap, 2 minutes 7.5. Although I'm sure that's not the best he can do. I'm sure he can do better than that, as he's now gone into the pits as well. I think the big question here is who will keep up the momentum after last time out in Dubai Autodrome. If you watched that, it was a very good race. I mean, there wasn't the most amount of action we could have had, but it was enough there for it to be enjoyable. But as I said, it was Solo Salita who came out on top in the Target Motorsport Porsche Cayman. All GT4 cars, as some of you may know, unless you're new to this GAVRA Racing League as watching us. We have the GT4 League on the Mondays, and the GT3 League on the Thursdays as well. And then also on Fridays we've got the multi-class GT3 and LMP3. LMP is Le Mans Prototype. We've got the GT3 and LMP3 races on Friday nights as well. The time of those races vary depending on where you watch us from. But for more information on the calendar and our drivers, you can go to gavraracing.altavista for qualifying. You join us now in qualifying. I was just waiting to get that on track. It's a 25-minute qualifying session here, so plenty of time to get a good lap in, space yourselves out from the others. We've got 12 drivers here tonight. We've got 12 out of the 16. Not all could make it tonight. But let's have a rundown of who's going to be racing with us tonight once all the drivers are out on track. There's no point doing it from while they're in the garage because you can't see them. But onto the track now. First out is the birthday boy, Hoof Hearted, in the Ginetta. Also going out, it's mainly Ginettas that are going out on track at the moment. Of course, we've got Hokaka Aston Martin, Faster A14 in the BMW M3, which is a fantastic car, that. Angel 161, also in the BMW. He's out on track now, as most drivers are heading out on track now to start qualifying. There's been no possibilities of rain so far. I mean, it could happen, but at the moment it's not forecast to. Just as we look around the track, the skies look good, the crowd's well and truly going to enjoy this GT4 events. You've got some there just taking some photos from behind the fences, and I think the beautiful, sorry, when I said Hoof-Hearted birthday boy, I meant Gonnet Ear. So the reason why I said Hoof-Hearted was because he was the one who told me it's his birthday. My apologies. I'm sure it's all funny to laugh at. Anyway, yeah, Gonnet Ear, the birthday boy, is out on track in the Line Evo Ginetta. Not all drivers have started lap yet. Some of which are now. Yeah, we have actually got some now. Ginetta of Hoof-Hearted and Buxton Boy. They're very close on track as well. But they're actually coming around to start their laps now, and I would recommend spacing yourselves out a bit more than that, because you're not going to do yourself any favours, boys. Being very close like that, it'll just turn into a race, and then it could turn into a scrap, and then your man will be crashing out, which is not going to be good at all. Buxton Boy has his headlights on, Hoof-Hearted does not. But we'll ride on board now with Buxton Boy. Here we go. I mean, look, as you can see, he's right behind the back of Hoof-Hearted. These two, it's certainly not gonna help, and their teammates as well. So I assume that a team principal will be on the radio to one of them, telling them to move out of the way. Unless they're just following close to each other for the photographers. Oh, as Hoof-Hearted has spun it. We'll take a look at that instead now. He has spun it at the hairpin and has retired back to the pit garage. So we go back now, we watch Buxton Boy 91 going around the track. I think he's going to abort this lap and maybe start another one, where he's got much cleaner air now on the track. Certainly help him. So the Norfolk Enchance Racing of Hoof-Hearted has spun it and is back in the garage, whereas the other Norfolk Enchance car, Buxton Boy, is currently out on the track. Already completed lap is Angel 161 with a 1 minute 47.557 in his BMW M3, and that's the ESP RT car. That's the Spanish racing team. That is. Gonnet Ear has now gone second in his Ginetta with a 1 minute 47.7, just under 0.2 of a second slower than the BMW. Of course, it's when we get to the latter stages of disqualifying where it gets a lot more tense and close, and the battle for pole position really does start to begin. We've still got 20 minutes remaining of this qualifying session, 5 minutes already completed. As now Rip It Up 44 in the other Ginetta, Lime Evo car, has done a fantastic lap of a 1 minute 44 44.8 as he just guns down the Dunlop hill now and rounds the long right-hander. It's a very difficult corner that I have driven around here, actually in a Porsche Cayman GT4, whilst practicing for another league that I'm no longer with anymore. But I was doing that, and it's a very difficult corner, that, especially if you're on the default setup. So it's best to make alternative settings to your setup if you want to drive around it yourself on the Project Cars 2 game. If you haven't got the Project Cars 2 game already, or whether you're on PM, different cars, different tracks around the world, different liveries, and you can do setups to your car. And hopefully, if you do that, if you buy it on PS4, hopefully we see you join our GAVRA Racing League. It'll be great. Be great to hear from you. Great. We appreciate all your interest. As at the moment, only 6 cars have set a qualifying lap. Rip It Up 424, currently the fastest, and behind him it's Solo Salita, the race winner of last time out. Whereas we've just got a lap set now by Nico Zava in the Porsche Cayman, 1:45.7, so still a second slower than Rip It Up. And Rip It Up has actually gone faster with a 1:44.0. He really is flying round in that Ginetta GT4, G55 GT4 I should say. So yeah, behind him is Nico Zava in the Porsche Cayman GT4. That is the Team Durex car. Behind that is Solo Salita in 3rd place. Further back in 4th place is Angel 161 in a BMW. Gonnet here, the birthday boy, in 5th place. I won't keep saying birthday boy now, I've said it enough. In the Lime Evo Ginetta GT5. 6th place is Hokaka in the Aston Martin. 7th place is Buxton Boy in the Ginetta. That's 7 cars set a lap at the moment. As we've currently got 4 drivers sat in the pits, and they are Solo Salita. In fact, he's leaving the track now to go out for another lap, as is Thunderhead 74. And now we've got 3 drivers also in the pits, Pinnacle 90 Ale in the Porsche. So yeah, most drivers now on the track. Let's take a look. Some very, very close following up the hill there between Thunderhead and Solo Salita. With Solo Salita will be thinking, I want to win this race here at Le Mans. I want to carry on from where I left off last time out in Dubai and go on to win the championship. Well, you've got to space yourself out in qualifying to get yourself the best lap, my boy, because it really ain't easy. Not at all. Faster A14 in the BMW. He's now 2nd fastest with a 1:45.6 in his BMW. It's a nice looking car, that BMW, I think, of the ESP RT racing team. That you got the Project Cars logo as well on the side. It's a nice BMW, that. If you'd like to tell us what your favourite car is in the GT4 category, please let us know in the comments below of this video, or you can tweet, or you can get on Twitter and you can tweet to us. We'd love to hear from you at, let's just bring up the page, at official GAVRA on Twitter. You can follow us there if you want to. More updates will be found on our website, as I mentioned earlier. But yes, we also post the occasional video update here on our YouTube channel as well. Currently 10th fastest at the moment is... Oh, we've had a collision there. We've had a collision. Let's just see where it was. It's Math Gamer 7885 in the Ford Mustang, and in the other car that spun. Who is it? It's Hoof-Hearted. Yes, it's Hoof-Hearted in the black and yellow Ginetta. That is the Norfolk and Chance racing car. They had a collision just towards the end of the lap, in the chicane, actually, in the last chicane before the double right-hander, before going round to the finish. As you can see, the car's closely on track now, as Hoof-Hearted has just retired to the pit lane. He may come back out later on, he may not. as well as Hakaka has just, so not Hakaka, that Ford Mustang spun again of Math Gamer. He spun it right in front of Hakaka at the top of the Dunlop hill, just at chicane, and he's retired to the pit box as well. Yeah, so the man to beat at the moment is Rip It Up 424 in the Lime Evo Ginetta. He came third last time out in Dubai, and of course the way the championship points go, in case you don't know, the winner gets 30 points, second place you get 24, third place and fourth place you get 18. It appears so. Unless that's a glitch on the website. It tells me fifth place you get 15, but yeah, the website, there may have been a mistake on there. I'll try and speak to them about it later. Could be points of pole position. I'll just bring it up and have a look. Meanwhile, we'll go on board. We can watch on track. We can watch Nico Zava in the Porsche. Well, we weren't. That car is wrecked at the back. He must have had some incident somewhere. That is not a good-looking Porsche at the moment. Not at all. Crossing the line now. Karsten Belve. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're now just starting a lap. We'll ride with them as we go around the track. Points now. I can bring you the points. Actually, I can bring you the points. First place, the winner gets 30 points. Second place gets 24. Third place gets 21. Fourth place 28. Fifth place 16. Sixth place 14. Seventh place 12. Eighth place 10. Ninth place 8. 10th place 7, 11th place 6, 12th place 5, 13th place 4, 14th place 3, 15th 2, and then of course 16th you get just a 1 point. So finish the race you get a point no matter where you finish, which is very good. That is certainly a very friendly. 10 drivers still, only to complete a lap, only 10. So Thunderhead, who's now going back out on the track, Karsten also back out, Boston Rowe, Gavra Novik 1991, so the owner of this league, Math Gamer 7885, and Pinky 90 Ale. They're the 6 drivers yet to complete a lap, so those 6 drivers have really got to get a move on. It's qualifying. We've got just over 10 minutes to go at the moment. Thunderhead has had a little bit of a spin at the long right hander at the bottom of the Dunlop hill. We will not want to be doing that on a fast lap. Not at all. It appears Solo Salita has been hit, or has had some sort of accident somewhere on the track. Doesn't look good, that. He's had the accident at, right, it's the double right-hander, not the double right-hander before the start-finish line, but the one in the middle sector. Appears to have had an accident there. Car does not look quite its best right now. And Carston, well, there's disconnected. So is Boston Row. Well, Boston Row rejoined within a second, as he is going back out on the track in the Aston Martin. Sorry, I went quiet there. I was just taking a look at the driver standings. With just 8 minutes to go in qualifying, current pole sitter is still Rip It Up 44. Still that time of the 1 minute 44.0. Still over a second quicker than Faster A14 in the BMW. And Faster A14 is still really going for it out on track, although he's just not finding the time to fulfill the gap. He really is struggling out there. Yeah, I've just looked now at the championship online. Don't know why Rip It Up and Harry Buddha have got the same amount of points. It says Rip It Up has only 18, although really he has 21. He should have. I'll mention that to our online director later on tonight. I do apologise to all of you if anyone else noticed that. Hoofharted has just put in a personal best of a 1 minute 47.0, but it's still not enough to go up any higher than 9th, as he's now also retired back into the pit garage. Getting a few more drivers in the pits now, because they're going to be retiring there now and letting the brakes cool for a bit, as Angel 1 is still not improving on his time. Angel 1 currently in 5th place, 146.5, whereas his teammate, Faster A14, is also still not finding the time. His teammate is over a second quicker, nearly 1.5 seconds faster. Actually, it is 1.5 seconds faster. So if Angel's going to help his teammate in this race, help the team score more points, he's going to have to do better than what he's doing now. Right now, his pace isn't quite there with his teammate. In 3rd place is Nico Zava in the Porsche. He appears to have also hit his best, as the rear end of his Porsche is still going. Oh, and we've got a spinner there again. Who is that? We had a Ford Mustang spinning there, I just saw. Just checking who it was. It was Adulator 1985. He spun at the left-hander hairpin. That's just at the start of the middle sector, at the end of the first sector. He's currently in 10th place, timing it 1:50.5. That really there's a lot of room for improvement on that, because once the other 5 of Carston, Boston, Gavra, Math, and Pinnacle, I call him Pinnacle, I don't know why. Once they start setting their times, they could easily slot into the gap between Adulator and Hoof-Hearted. Because there's a 3.5 second gap between 9th and 10th at the moment. First and second currently separated by 1 second. There's cars everywhere. Corner Air, Rip It Up, and the Ford Mustang of Adulator, all very close on track. The 2 Lime Evo Ginettas, along with this Ford Mustang, they can really space out at the moment. Or as a Ginetta goes right up the inside of the Ford Mustang, and really compromises the lap of the Ford Mustang as out. As he nearly hits the other Ginetta. That is silly driving, I'd say. That's very silly driving. Won't be surprised if Adulator reports him later on. But I've got it all on my screen. So if they want to see the footage, they can take a look with me, your director and commentator Ash Dawson. As Adulator has gone off the track, hasn't retired to the pit box yet, it seems. Pardon me there, just hiccuped. And there's not really much battle for pole position here at the moment, as Rip It Up 424 has just absolutely dominated this session. Still a second quicker than everyone else in the Lime Evo Ginetta. He really is looking likely to perform in the race here at Le Mans, as we've got just under 2 minutes left of qualifying, and we'll give you a rundown once it's over. Corner Bays rounding final corner now into the apexes beautifully there in that Ginetta. Crosses the line now. Doesn't improve his time. Does not improve his time. Yeah, you'd say the driving star of qualifying right now, as we stand, is Rip It Up 44, currently on provisional pole. It looks almost certain to keep pole. There is a time of 1:44. But then the team as a whole, Lime Evo, who are very close here on track, well, Gonna Air is in 5th place. I'm sure the team will be satisfied with that one as well. In the race, I'm sure many of you predicting that Rip It Up 44 is just going to pull away at the start, maybe leave the rest of the field for dust. But then behind them, we'll still have the battle of Faster A14, Nico Zava, Okaka, Gonna Air, and Buxton Boy, Angel One, and Solar Salita as well, who of course won last time out in Dubai. You could have a big midfield battle up to 2nd place. As Rip It Up has now gone into the pits, so he's done with qualifying, as we are now just 3 seconds away from the checkered flag, as now the checkered flag waves here at Le Mans marks the end of qualifying, as most drivers now heading back into the pits. Gonna Air now rounding the final corner to complete his last run, and again has not improved his time. I think the reason for the 5 drivers now actually not completing a lap, excuse me, is because Project Cars 2 is very strict with corner cutting rules, and well, appears even if sometimes if you just put two wheels off the track going round a bend, you'll still get your lap time invalidated, and you can just get into the habit of it and lose it all. It's not fair. I don't think it's a bit too far. But hey ho, we can't change that here at GAVRA Racing. We've just got to rely on the game to be nice to us. Now, if you want to find out more rules on the penalties that GAVRA Racing provide, you can also visit our website if you want to, which is linked in the description below this video. I assume it is. This qualifying is now just coming to its end. We'll be back with you in just a few moments. And that's qualifying over. Pole position, Rip It Up, followed by Nico Zava, Faster 014, Hokaka, Gonna Ear, Buxton Boy, Angel One, Solar Salita, Hoof Hearted, Adulator, Carsten Beelville, or whatever, Boston Row, Gavranovic, Math Gamer, and Pinky 90 Ale. That's qualifying now. Let's now get racing. Here we go. It's a 40-lap race here at the Circuit de Bugatti. The Circuit Bugatti, I should say. Sky looks quite dark. I haven't got any lights on my screen at the moment. I'm not quite sure exactly when we'll be going at the moment. Just sat waiting for them all. Get going, waiting for the lights. There is no formation lap here. It is a standing start. Just bear with us 1 second and hopefully we'll get going. Here we go. We're about to go racing now. All drivers just sinking into position. As you see the car in pole position, here we go. We've got red, we go red, we stay red, we stay red, and we are green and go! Here at Circuit de Bugatti, it's the Lime Evo of Rip It Up set for 424 off the line from Pole in the Ginetta. Nico Zava in the Team Durex Porsche is close behind him, Hokaka in the Aston Martin, and then Gonna Ear in the other Lime Evo Ginetta, very close behind him too. In fact, they're going to be alongside each other going up into the first corner to the Dunlop chicane. But it is, oh yes, and he has passed. Gonna Ear is now all. We've got a collision at the back, but at the front we've got Rip It Up still leading the race in the Lime Evo Ginetta. Behind him still Nico Zava in the Team Durex Porsche. Gonna Ear has made a fantastic start from 5th place up to 3rd in the Lime Evo Ginetta. Well, further back we've got some more battles happening as well. Last week's winner, Solar Salita in the not the Aston Martin, the Porsche Cayman, is still in 6th place. Most cars seem to get through it cleanly, but at the back of the field is GAVRA League 1991. He must have been the one who spun at the start, and ahead of him is Matt Gamer in the Ford Mustang. Well, it's not exactly the wildest start. Oh, we've got the forgotten Ginetta off, and it is actually gone at here. He has gone off the track at the double right-hander. He's off the track in the Ginetta, so after that great start from 5th place to 3rd, he is now down to 10th place. What a real shame. In fact, no, he's not down. Is he down to 10th? Yes, he's down to 10th. And, oh, hang on. No, he's not down to 10th. On the screen, the timing says down to 10th, but he's actually down in last place and 14th. Notice this car's spinning all over the place. It's not been a great start for Gonair, has it? Still leading the race as we go back to the front now. Rip It Up 424. Not exactly pulling away like I predicted he would in the Lime Eva Ginetta. He is being followed and chased by Nico Zavra, although he does get his exit at the Dunlop chicane there. Quite a bit compromised, and that does allow Rip It Up to actually rip it up and get a little bit of cleaner air from that, as both cars make the apex beautifully around the hairpin at the bottom of the Dunlop hill. In 3rd place, leading a big train of cars, we've got Hokaka in the HBH Racing Aston Martin. Behind him, it's Faster A14 in the SPRT BMW. That's going to be a close battle for 4th place. In 5th place, and whoa, slightly off the track, is now actually in 6th place. Angel 161. And going in front of him is Solo Solita in the Target Motorsport Porsche. 7th place is Buxton Boy in the Buxton Boy in the Norfolk and Chance Ginetta. 8th place is Pink Heat 90AL. I've signed 15th. He's now up to 8th place in the Porsche Cayman with that fabulous livery on the Team Durex Porsche, that big dark grey colour there. Not quite the same livery as his teammate, but certainly one I think that stands out a bit more, as Rip It Up now has started to pull out the gap. He's already 2 seconds up on Nico Zavra in the Porsche. 3rd place though is Hokaka, just ahead of Faster A14 in the BMW. That is a close battle at the moment. Less than a second between them as they come down the pit straight and up the hill. There you go, towards the Dunlop chicane. It's a very nice series of corners. This, oh, and as fast, oh, he looked to be going on his side, but he's not. He stayed out of it actually and tried not to cause a collision, because we're only now on lap 3 of this 40-lap race. This race is set to go on for around an hour and 20 minutes. And I believe we're going to have plenty of action still to go. Gonair is now making his comeback up the field as Buxton Boy, as Boston Bro in the pits for repairs. But yep, Gonair is now battling with Pincy 90AL in the Porsche. So it's Ginetta versus Porsche here on track at Le Mans, going in the battle for 7th place. And then further up, you've got Jewel 161 behind Solo Salita. That's BMW versus Porsche. Up in front there, I didn't see what happened now. I don't know if you did, but yeah, I didn't get it up on my screen. He's dropped from 2nd down to 4th, and Rip It Up now really is pulling away from the pack in his Ginetta. Lap time now of a 1 minute 45.6. That's quicker than most drivers in qualifying, and he's still got over 40 laps worth of fuel on it in his car. He may need to pit later for tyres, of course, but pit stops aren't mandatory, I believe. But yeah, even if he does need to pit, looks like right now he'll make a fine job of it. He's doing well on track at the moment. just about 6.8 seconds ahead now of Hokaka. Sorry, of Hokaka. Hokaka even as, sorry there for the pictures if you're watching that, as the cars appear to be off the track, but it was just the internet lag. We do apologise for this. It doesn't exactly make it look the most fancy of races to watch, but yeah, eventually clears up. Yeah, the Ginetta the other Lime Evo Ginetta, I should say, of Gunnar here is actually dropped back from the Porsche of Pinky 90. Because Pinky 90 is now set off after Angel 161, who's lost quite a bit of time, it appears, to Solo Salita. Solo Salita is trying to hunt down Nico Zava, although there is the Aston Martin of, which one is it? Of Karsten Beoval between them on track. With some cars it's saying that's still only on lap 1, but I can tell you that they're not. We are on lap 5 now actually of this race, just as Rip It Up has crossed the line again. Just managing the gap well to faster A14, or the faster A14 in that BMW M3 will be digging deep to catch up to Rip It Up now that he has clean air and has actually got ahead of Hokaka, or Hokaka, whichever way you want me to say it. Hokaka is on very heavy fuel, and so is faster A14. Well, sorry, when I said laps of fuel, that's litres of fuel. That is litres of fuel. The Ginetta Lime Evo of Rip It Up has got 37 litres on, and Faster A14 in second place has got 90 litres on board. So really, our full advantage now is at Rip It Up. It appears he will need to stop for fuel, but Faster A14 won't need to refuel possibly. He may do, he may not. Maybe just going for a longer run. But we'll see, as behind him, Okaka and Nico Zava were battling there, and Nico Zava has got back up to third place in that Porsche. He didn't want to be stuck behind the Aston Martin of Okaka for long there, did he? As Faster A14 is still, well, I was about to say managing the gap, but it's not. The gap is staying around the 7.5 second mark. And it could end up dropping now, actually. Further back, we've got a closer battle on track. We've got Pinky 90 Ale in the Porsche Cayman, followed by Angel 1 in the BMW M3, and then Gunnar Ear in the Ginetta. Further back, those who farted in another Ginetta, and then Buxton Boy, Karsten Beerville, who of course is lapped, Boston Rowe, who, well, wrecked the front of the car. Math game is 7885 in the Ford Mustang, going very slow. And then, alright, twice, now saying that Karsten Bowe is right at the back. Come on, game, please stop messing it up. Yeah, sorry, yeah, it's Karsten Bove in the Aston Martin further back. I'll just say Karsten now because it's a difficult surname for me to pronounce, because they may not be English. Now, Solo Salita is still stuck behind Karsten's Aston Martin. Karsten maybe should be getting the blue flags there and move out of the way. Gap now at the front is still 7.7 seconds. Rip It Up, not giving up, as he was now rounding the final corners to start lap 7 of this race here at Le Mans, as the field is now a bit further spread out. Gunnar Ear has now got ahead of Pinky 90L's Porsche. The Ginetta, the Limeaver Ginetta, is now up to 7th place in this race. Can he make the comeback to where he was at the start, where he climbs up to 3rd place? It looked a very promising start, but he threw it all away. That is not what the team wanted, and that is not what Gonair wanted on his birthday. Not at all. Not the ideal way to drive under any circumstances. And so next, hopefully he'll learn next time out in Silverstone next week. But although he's got very close now to Angel 161, as they not quite going side by side, but nearly. The battle here between the BMW and the Ginetta is well and truly on. It's Great Britain versus Germany in terms of manufacturers. Ginetta has actually got the cutback here. Now they're going to be going towards the double right-hander here in the middle sector. As Gonair, does he move to the inside? It appears no, he does not. It looks a very close battle here. Well, really, I thought he was going to make the move there, but no, he has not. He's chasing that BMW, knowing that he can go quicker than that BMW, as we saw in qualifying, as it's a very slow chicane, that one there at the end of the middle sector. I really think that the track organisers of the circuit Bugatti need to, well, I believe a few modifications need to be made. The corners, they're long, but they're just slow the whole way round. No way do you blame the drivers, it's the track. As we are now on lap 8 of this race, and Rip It Up is still just only 7 seconds leading this race. It is in no way pulling away now. Although he has put in a personal best here in the first sector on the 8th lap of this race. We'll be keeping an eye on those times. Oh, has got it in, nearly spins it at the Dunlop chicane. And he's got the work to do all over again if he's going to catch that BMW in front of him. Obviously Brown's a difficult right-hander at the bottom of the Dunlop hill, and then back slightly uphill again as we head into the Bugatti track, because of course for those of you who watch the 24 Hours of Le Mans, you see they go down further in that hill and then go for another speedy chicane and then out onto the roads, onto the bypass road at La Sarthe. Still leading the race as the skies get darker is Rip It Up is Rip It Up in the Ginetta. And then behind him is Faster Avon 4. There's a lap car between them on the track, which is Math Gamer. Oh, as Math Gamer spun it and crashed right at the top of the hill nearly. Well, he was already down in last place, and it's not going well for him at all. And of course, he doesn't want to give up. He don't want to retire because he still wants to get the points delivered for the team. It's on track now where Gonair is closing down the BMW again. Right behind them is Solo Salita in the Porsche, the Target Motorsport Porsche. And then coming up behind them again is Pinky 90Ale. So, four-way battle could be about to commence for 5th place. That'll be interesting. Because right now Gonair gets very close to the back of this BMW. Very close indeed. He's going to make the move here into the double right-hander. It appears no, he will not. He has got a good exit, and he's chasing right on the back of Angel 1 in the BMW. I'll just call them Angel now. Be better. That's gone at air, puts in a personal best middle sector. He really is right on the back of the BMW. Hoodie about to take him on this lap. So not this lap, on the next lap as we head onto the start-finish straight again. I really wouldn't be surprised. He's got a good. He gets close the gap well enough. Over the BMW, gets a great exit there at the last corner, and let's pull away slightly. Whereas the threat from behind of Solar Solita really isn't far away. But he's now closer to Gonair than Gonair was to Angel. So, could the Porsche be about to pounce and charge after that BMW? That really is one interesting battle at the moment. As at the front, it's more spread out. Rip It Up has a lead of 6.5 seconds now. The gap closed down slightly with faster A14 in the BMW. And in third place right now is Nico Zarpa, 14 seconds off the lead in his Porsche. Rip It Up now has 26 litres of fuel in his car. That should last him another few laps. Give it another 5 laps maybe, and we'll be coming into the pits for a pit stop as he flashes his lights there on the straight. Yes, there's a back marker ahead, but certainly not close enough to see the flashing, I would think. As Hoof-Hearted, very close to the pit wall there on the pit straight. And he has lost a position to... No, he hasn't lost a position to anyone. He is still in 10th place. It's not been a good race for Hoof-Hearted either. As the gap now at the front is down to 6.1 seconds. So it appears Rip It Up is saving a bit of fuel to go longer. Or maybe just managing the tyres. Faster A14 knows, must be aware of the fuel situation in the Ginetta. He'll be getting fed the information by the team, and is looking more than ready to pounce because he's now got a 9-second gap behind to Nico Zarva. In 4th place is Hokaka in the Aston Martin, just driving around calmly. Boring race for them, but they can certainly just drive around to the finish line, hopefully with no incidents. Just about keeping the car on track for them, and they can score a valuable 18 points in this third last time out in Dubai. The win here, and with where everyone is on the track now, Rip It Up will be championship leader. Go to the next race as he laps the Ginetta of... which one is that? As he laps the Ginetta of Buxton Boy. Of course, with the amount of Ginettas in this league, GT4 won't be surprised if people who work for Ginetta back in Garforth, Leeds, in the UK, wouldn't be surprised if any of them are watching this race. Of course, some will have gone out to France to help the team. And the same factory where Ginettas are made is also the home to the United Autosport endurance racing team, which Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Philip Hansen, Bruno Senna, Paul di Resta, and someone else, can't remember who the other was. They all raced for that team at the recent Daytona Rolex 24-hour race. That was on 2 weeks ago. If you didn't watch it, it was a good race. Not quite the best of races for United Autosport, but I'm sure there's some highlight videos on YouTube for you if you want to watch those. Right now the focus isn't on that, the focus is here with GAVRA Racing, as Gonair is, well, I was about to say right on the back of Solo Solita. Solo Solita has actually passed the Ginetta. Solo Solita will be chasing down, will be aiming to chase down Hokaka. However, Hokaka is a long way in front. Hokaka, believe it or not, is 25 seconds ahead of Solo Solita already. The field is well and truly spread out. Right now, I'll just give you a date on the penalties. Gonair in 6th place in the Ginetta, it's a 2-second time penalty. In 8th place, Angel 1 in the BMW has 6 seconds time penalty. 9th place, Buxton Boy in the Porsche has a 2-second time penalty. And then Hoof-Hearted, hang on, I nearly left the session there, whoops, my apologies. Just get rid of the timing thing from my screen. And then Hoof-Hearted in the Ginetta also has a 2-second time penalty. And the gap now, actually, at the front, is down to 5.8 seconds. That's faster A14 has put in a new personal best. So, oh dear, Math Gamer appears to have left the session. Unless it's just a glitch where it'll quickly reappear, like we saw in qualifying. But yeah, it's silly when this happens, and it's sad when a player disconnects. Not all entirely their fault, although I have disconnected from league races myself. I was leading a race in Monaco once in a Formula 1 league race, and I disconnected, yes, while leading and pulling away. And I looked well on to win that race, and I was absolutely devastated. But at least with Math Gamer, this one isn't quite as severe, as he was already way back and out. Probably just left the session anyway, as Rip It Up appears to be going quite slowly. You know, Dunlop Hill, what? Is there something wrong with that Ginetta? The gap now is down to 3 seconds, and faster A14 can see the Ginetta right in his sights. The BMW could be taking the lead of this race soon, as he sets a new personal best in the first sector, or here on lap 14 out of 40. I mean, the fight here at the front is well and truly a good one, as further back, Hokaka is now up to 3rd place. Nico Zava has dropped to 4th. I'm not sure how, but that is the case. Hokaka is now up to 3rd in the Aston Martin, whereas behind them, in 5th place, Sola Solita hasn't managed to pull away from Gonair, but the Gonair does have the time penalty. And Gonair is now right alongside Sola Solita's Porsche, almost alongside. He was on the exit of the corner, but then the Porsche just began to pull away a bit. The Porsche seems to have more power. Sorry, not... Yeah, the Porsche seems to have more power than the Ginetta. However, the Ginetta is a much, much lighter car. And so that's easier to go through the corners with. Yes, to both front engines, these cars, but the Ginetta is much lighter. So, on the straights, the Porsche seems to have the edge, but then in the corners, it's where the Ginetta comes in, just as we head into the final sector of the lap. As you see there, the Ginetta hitting the apex is just slightly better than the Porsche. Gonair currently in 6th place, we'll be hoping to improve on that. Gap at the front is now 4 seconds again, so Rip It Up appears to have found a little bit more pace. But that sudden drop down to 3 seconds, really, that was very unexpected from the Ginetta driver. I certainly wasn't expecting that at all. Nico Zava is in the pits. He has refueled. He's now got 77.6 litres of fuel in that Porsche. As he now exits the pits with new tyres and more fuel added on. Is he going to exit the pits in 6th place? No, he's now down to 7th. Yep, 7th place. He is now down to. As towards the end of, as Hoofhearted is also pitting. Gap is now down to 3 seconds again. Fast A14, not giving up or catching the leader. That BMW was doing brilliantly out there. There's a gap now down to 2.5 seconds. So really, guys, it's not been the most action-packed of races so far, but it could all be about to heat up if that BMW gets anywhere near that Ginetta on track. It's now 2.6 seconds, the gap, and we could be seeing a hot battle for the lead just before Rip It Up heads into the pits. Rip It Up may decide to pit earlier though, just in case they do battle, because he doesn't want to lose any time fighting Faster A14. He just wants to keep going as he is. Because the gap behind Faster A14 is 26 seconds to Hokaka in the Aston Martin. So, really, the front two have pulled away from everyone. It's very, very spread out now. And we're not even halfway through this race. As we cross the line there, Faster A14 setting the best lap of the race. 1 minute 45.7. Well, not best lap of the race, but his personal best. As now he is under 2 seconds behind Rip It Up, and they are now catching up. Now right behind the Aston Martin of Carsden. And the Ginetta is now flashing the lights at the Aston Martin. So soon the Ginetta will be given the clean air, and then afterwards hopefully can pull away from the BMW. Right now he is stuck behind that Aston Martin. The Aston Martin appeared to move there, but it didn't. But Rip It Up didn't go past. I mean, it's not a good race at all. Boston Row and Carsden, they're both last and second to last, 13th and 14th in the Scuderia Fronzini Aston Martins. Team are not happy with that, as right now Faster A14 is within a second of Rip It Up. This is where the strategists at Limeave are going to have to think on their feet. Do we pit him now and stop the battle going on for too long? Or does he try and hold his lead on track? As Rip It Up there, 2 seconds slower on this lap than his personal best. As the BMW there is taking a wide line into that first corner, into the kink should I say, as he is right on the back of the Ginetta. This is the battle for the lead, guys, on lap 18 of this race here at Le Mans. What's going to happen here? First sector as Rip It Up. Oh, well, it appeared he was going wide, but it was just a lag again. I don't know what to speak now, because if it's just all going to be like this, not easy. Well, as Now Ripido has gone quite wide. He's took a wide line, but he's got the better exit out of that left-hander there. And with the BMW sticks right behind him. He's not going to be giving up at all. So here we go. On the long straight in the middle sector, coming up to the chicane. BMW is looking at the inside. Oh, no, it's not on. He's staying behind the Ginetta. Faster A14. Rip it up 424. Yeah, it's a close battle. Oh, where's the BMW? Has he gone to the inside? No, not quite. The Ginetta has shut the door again. The track just gets, well, really narrow here, and the corner's just not so easy for the BMW as the Ginetta still isn't pitting and is staying out on the track. Now, coming onto the straight, is the BMW going to pass this Ginetta? Dick's right behind him. He skirts in the slipstream. Is he going to pass him? Ginetta is stuck to the inside of the track. Yep, with the Ginetta sticking to the inside, it had to brake for the king. The BMW did not, just took the wide line, and the BMW Faster A14 is now in the lead of this race. Well done. As the gap now to third place is 33 seconds. It is, well, a dominant performance from these two drivers. Now, what can Faster A14 do? It appears now he's the favourite to win this race. He's still got 62 litres of fuel on board that BMW, whereas Rip It Up only has 8.3. He's going to have to pit within the next 2 laps. But he's not giving up. He's still looking to take the position back from the BMW. Is he going to make the move here? Nope. The BMW holds the inside line and hugs the apex. Stays there. Good driving there from the Spanish racing team driver. Right, this is, well, becoming a fantastic race at the front. Not so much in the midfield, but... Whoa! He's crashed! He's crashed with the Aston Martin of Carsden. That ends all hopes now for the Ginetta and, well, the Aston Martin as well. Ginetta went right off the track, spun its way back on, and the Aston Martin could not avoid it. They just couldn't avoid each other. And that allows Faster A14 clean air, clear track bar the back markers, all clear behind. As the Ginetta is now, well, it appears to be retiring. That car is so badly damaged at the back. Could go into the pits for repairs, but it's going to be a lengthy repair job. As you can see, the back end is just totally off it. I mean, well, body's still there, but the car can't even drive properly. It's just pit limiters on. It's just going sideways like a crab. Like a crab on a rock. Of course, he was going to be pitting soon anyway, but expect it to be this long with the repairs that are going to have to be made to that Ginetta. He's now down to third place as Hokaka in the Aston Martin has now inherited second place. Still got a very tidy looking car there. 35 seconds off the lead, but yeah. As the fuel has gone into the Ginetta, 54.2 litres it appears the Ginetta can only take, so the endurance fuel tank in that is nowhere near as big as the endurance fuel tank that you get in the BMWs. But then again, BMWs for the road, you get a lot of diesel ones as well, don't you? Bigger fuel tanks, whereas Ginettas only have very small fuel tanks on the roads in their road cars. Of course, these race cars are based on the road cars too. The Ginettas were more born for the track than the road. As we leave the pits now, in fact no, Faster A14 is pitting also in his BMW M3. Of course, well, he's got 58.9 litres of fuel, so really it should be the tyre change. Fuel has gone up to 66 litres now. No major repairs needed, as Hokaka is going its way Going their way right in the final sector now. Faster A14 still in the pit box, and I don't know what for. More fuel appears to be going in. 68.9 litres now. Okaka now is on the pit straight, still got 44 litres on board the Aston Martin, as they now take the lead of this race. Okaka doing a very good job so far, and the rewards are certainly there. Okaka, no points at the moment in the championship, did not finish the last race out in Dubai. HBH Racing, the Finnish driver, doing a fine job here though in Le Mans, as the BMW now of the faster A14 is back on track, and so is the Ginetta of Rip It Up. However, Rip It Up is now a lap down on the field. They've dominated the race, and now he's down to 7th place. And teammate Gonair is in the pits from 3rd place now. He's got back up to 3rd in the other line mover Ginetta, but he will be dropping back even more. Nico Zava is currently in 3rd place in his Porsche Cayman. Right now the focus is on Okaka. Okaka leading by 10.3 seconds at the moment. No heroics needed. Certainly not going to be leading the race once he makes his pit stop, but no matters. He wasn't expecting to, but he certainly wasn't expecting to be leading the race right now. Not after the position he was in. Way back. Rip It Up is now up to 6th place, while Gonair, his teammate, is in the pits, and he's just going down the pit lane now. About to head out onto the track, as we are now on lap 21 of this race. Apologies for my misreading of the information there. But no, there was. No, Rip It Up is not a lap down, but over a minute behind. So it's a real struggle now for the Lime Evo team. On the first lap at one point, they were 1st and 3rd. They are now 6th and 7th. What a dismal first half to the race they've had. We're now on lap 21, of course. Well, lap 22 actually is Okaka. We're over halfway through this race now. There's no certainty as to who's going to win. However, the favourite, you could say now, is faster A14. He's done his pit stop at the halfway point. Hopefully won't have to pit again in the BMW M3. He's got a 29-second gap behind to Nico Zava, and an 11-second gap to Okaka in front, who is yet to pit. So the race is all in the hands of faster A14, the driver of the ESPRT BMW M3. And certainly we wanted to make the most of this opportunity, win the race after finishing last time out in Dubai Autodrome in 5th place. If he wins this race, he will have 45 points in the Drivers' Championship. Sola Salita will also have 45 points if he finishes 5th, which is where he is now, ahead of Rip It Up. And the battle now is on between Sola Salita. Oh, and not! No, it's not. Sola Salita spun it at the top of the hill, and he's almost collected by a back marker there, actually, of Karsten and Buxton Boy. Sola Salita, you were very lucky there not to be taken out. So Rip It Up is now up to 5th place. Is it 5th? Yes, 5th place. We briefly lost 5th place to Sola Salita, but has now got it back again. So, Okaka now just currently still doing a fine job on track. 39 litres of fuel left on board the Aston Martin. 9-second gap behind. Doing very well so far. Finishing this race maybe in 2nd place. 2nd or 3rd looks to be his Most likely finish now. Close battle track now, Gonna Ear in the other Lion Mevo Ginetta, who's behind Solar Salita's pusher, with Carston's Aston Martin in between them on track. The screen is, well, lagging to go up the hill. I'm going to cut away from that battle. Pinky 90 starting the race from 15th place. It's now running 4th in the Porsche Cayman. Just also keeping it calm. He's over 1 minute behind Hokaka, who's leading the race. Currently in pits now, Hoof-Hearted. Well, he's in the garage and he's actually out of the race now. He's well out of the race. I do apologise, I've not got an awful lot to talk about now in the race, but all the cars spread out and I'm Billy No Mates here in the commentary box. I mean, I didn't realise I was going to be commentating on my own tonight, but I am. Got the battle on track now for 6th place, Solar Salita and Gonna Ear. Porsche versus Ginetta once again in this race. We hope that they don't keep lagging on our screen, because that is one of the most annoying things about this game, especially, well, about this game online. And well, as Gonna Ear is now off the track. He's now off the track, and that gives Solar Salita a bit of breathing space from behind. Faster A14. Catching up with the Aston Martin of Hokaka is now 7.5 seconds behind. Well, he knows that he doesn't have to push too hard. He knows he can just drive the car slowly, well, not slowly, but carefully and steadily to the finish. That's all he needs to do now. Too long. We've got another 15 laps to go after this one. But it'll be a long 15 laps to faster A14, especially if he's got no one to battle on track. Meanwhile, there are no close battles on the track. Oh, as faster A14 has gone slightly off the track there. At the chicane just at the end of the middle sector. It's the chicanes here towards the end of the lap. 2 chicanes that are just, well, not exactly well laid out. Oh, he's gone very, very wide. No, he hasn't. It's his lag. I'm watching that. Very annoying game. Come on, guys. Come on, please, sort this out. We don't need this. We really don't need it at all. Okaka now going up to the track. As it looked like to me, he was about to drive head on into the wall, but then again, the lag. So as me, this. I'm sorry, guys, but you know, I get really comfortable with viewers watching at home on YouTube with us. This really isn't needed whatsoever. But the gap now down to 5.9 seconds. BMW faster A14 slowly closing in on the Aston Martin of Okaka. Battle for fourth place beginning to emerge now. It's between Pinky90 and Rip It Up. Of course, Rip It Up has already pitted. Pinky has not. Rip It Up will be, I'm sure, aware of this at the wheel of that Ginetta, but will still want to make the move on track and make a good comeback after the, well, losing his very good lead that he had. Not only did the BMW faster A14 catch up to him, he also overtook him, and then Rip It Up spun it around and basically ripped up the back of his car. And he's going now for the inside on the Porsche into the penultimate corner. Yes, he is, with double right-hander. He's made the move on the Porsche, and he's up into fourth place. Can he? I was about to say, can he set off after Nico Zava? But, however, he is 28 seconds behind the Porsche. So really, it looks like fourth place is where Rip It Up's going to be. The Ginetta now have Rip It Up. Seems to be pulling away from the Porsche. Whereas Nico Zava, the Porsche, just calmly drives around the track in his Porsche Cayman. The Porsche Caymans are very nice cars, I think, but they're not quite as easy to drive as say a GT3, a 911 GT3 car, but still good, not too bad. They'll certainly suit the Silverstone track where we head to next week a bit better. Of course, Silverstone is the home of Porsche in Great Britain, where cars are often tested. Fans get to have Porsche driving experiences there. I've not done it yet, but I'm certainly going to one day. I would love to. It'd be a fabulous treat for anyone who loves Porsche. Literally, when you go to Silverstone, almost everywhere you look, there's a Porsche in sight. Like when there's a race week, when it's a racing weekend, that is. Okaka has still not yet pitted in the Aston Martin, but then again, doesn't really need to. If the tyres are still going well, feels still good, they're just going to keep going. It's got 12 laps to go. Now, as it's about to start lap number 29 of this race, as faster A14 keeps on closing in on the Aston Martin. It's down to 3.3 seconds to gap now. I'm sure these two won't have the biggest of scraps for the lead, not quite as big a scrap as we saw between faster A14 and Rip It Up. I'm sure this one will be a little bit calmer. But you never know when it comes to car racing, dear. Formula One, well, it's always like that. It can just be so calm when strategies are different. But in cars, whoa, as Okaka went slightly off track on the inside at the hairpin, the long right hander at the bottom of the Dunlop hill, and now faster A14 in the BMW is right behind the Aston Martin. Will he be making the move soon? Will Hokaka be pitting soon? We don't know. Not quite yet. The BMW is now less than a second behind the BMW. As you can see, it's right. Sorry, not the BMW is less than a second behind the Aston Martin. You see, it's right underneath that wing, almost. And it'll be interesting to see here what happens, because faster A14, the one thing he's not wanting to happen is an accident. Although he's gone off the track and he has spun it. He has spun rounds at the chicane. However, he did not make any contact with the tyre wall or the barrier, and he can just keep the car on track again and not get too carried away. Okaka gets some more breathing space needed. 5.5 seconds now. Back up. So that wasn't the best lap for the Aston Martin, but we'll certainly just release some of the pressure on the driver, on the finished driver, just to go around nicely now. Because there's nothing very close to the Aston Martin in front. And right behind, as I said, he's got a 5-second gap to the BMW. And behind the BMW, much further back, 31 seconds off the lead, and 26 seconds behind the BMW is Nico Zavra in the Porsche. And he's just taking it calm as well. Just guys, if you look at the Aston Martin here of Hokaka, just listen to that noise. Turn up your volumes. Look at those gear shifts in Aston Martin. That is a beautiful sound going out those exhausts. I've always thought that the Aston Martins do have the best sound coming out the exhaust of all race cars. Whereas, however, it appears to be going a bit slower right now. Must be a problem. So the gap's now down to 2 seconds all of a sudden, and even visibly there, the BMW was closing in. Hopefully the BMW now, when it catches up, is going to be a bit more wise with its move and not go for a silly move around the outside of the chicane, because that's what he appeared to be doing. And just, well, it was, of course, he was at a risk of to the wall. You don't want to be doing that, does he? Gap now down to less than a second this time, so the BMW could go for the move once again. BMW just seems to be a bit better under braking at the end of the straights. Got BMW, it's a bit of a narrower car and it's got a smaller engine than the Aston Martin, but the performance it has is manic. It doesn't look like the most aggressive of race cars, it doesn't look the most racy of the cars, but it's the performance, you can never underestimate it at all. It is brilliant car to drive. If you've driven this car on Project Cars 2, just put some views now in the comments or on Twitter and tell us what your favourite car is in this league to drive, as they are very, very close now in the double right-hander towards the end of the lap here at the Bugatti circuit. Still, Hokaka is not pitting. In fact, I don't think he will be. He may not have to. Got 20 litres of fuel in that Aston Martin. Well, come to think of it, he may have pitted it on the first lap. Not quite sure, but is the BMW going to make the move here? No, not quite. Well, it appears, ladies and gentlemen, this is your battle for the lead. Most drivers in the field are quite spread out. I mean, Ghana Air and Solalita are quite close, battling for 6th and 7th, but I think the most important one now is this one here for the win. Okaka and faster A14. As you can see now, very, very close on track, but the BMW just, even though it's behind, just appears to be so much quicker than the Aston Martin. Of course, it's on fresher tyres. Is he going to go for Duvet down the inside? Is he? Yeah, he's got it. He's got the move. The cutback is not on for Okaka. The BMW has now took back the lead of this race. Fantastic. Is the Aston Martin going to respond at all? No, not in this corner it's not. This BMW gets through the chicane much quicker than the Aston Martin. Right now, faster A14 is leading the race once again in the BMW M3. A great job there for the Spanish racing team. Second place, Okaka in the Aston Martin, and that is, let's bring up the team name on my screen here. Okaka in the HBH Aston Martin racing car. Third place is Nico Zavra. Nico Zavra driving for Team Durex in the Porsche. Rip It Up, who was leading the race earlier and absolutely dominated qualifying. 53.9 seconds off the race lead now. Really not what we thought would happen at all. Yeah, in the Lime Evo Ginetta, it's now in 4th place. Originally standing, he'll have 39 points at the end of this race. 5th place is Pinky 90 Ale in the Pinky 90 Ale is driving the other Team Durex Porsche, so it's a good race here for Team Durex. You've got Nico Zavra in 3rd and Pinky 90 Ale in 5th place, so it's going to be a good lot of points for them. It will be a total of 36 points for the team, and that will really do them good in the constructor standings. They are currently 2nd at the moment, although Target Motorsport right now, they will not be leading the championship after this race. They will, I repeat, they will not be leading the championship because, well, the host, Gavra Novic, is in 12th place at the moment, and the other driver, Sola Salita, is in 7th place. That's certainly not going to help them. So Team Durex will be leading the championship at the end of this race. I mean, I can't fully advertise the Durex product, but they hope to protect the lead of the championship as much as they hope to protect what they are made for. In 6th place at the moment is Ghana Air in the Lime Evo Ginetta. Behind him is Solo Salita in the Team Target Motorsport Porsche. 8th place, just a bit further back, is Buxton Boy. Buxton Boy, of course, driving the Norfolk and Chance Racing Ginetta. Who farted? It says he's 9th and in the pits. I don't half get the standings here really, because even though he's in the pits watching, it says he's 24 minutes behind, and then it says Carsden, Gavra and Boston, well, they're all on track and they're over 50 minutes behind, which, well, we know isn't the case. We know it is not. Okaka now 11 seconds behind faster A14. I don't think he'll bother pitting. 14.4 litres of fuel left in the Aston Martin. Might as well put it into lean fuel mix right now and just drive towards the end, because there's an 18 second gap behind Nico Zavra's Porsche. So the top three look very much decided now. Fourth place as well, ripping up in a Lime Evo Ginetta. And Pinky 90 Ale in the Porsche in fifth place. So that's what's very much decided. However, Solita has actually got past Gonair, just as Faster Able 4 is coming round to lap the Lime Evo Ginetta. He's also lapped Buxton Boy earlier. Buxton Boy has managed to stick closer to the back of the BMW and hopefully use that as an advantage to catch up to the other Ginetta, which of course is a different team. Well, Faster Able 4 doesn't want to have to force his way by these back markers. They should really be abiding by the rules and the blue flags and get past. Sorry, not get past, let past the race leaders. Buxton Boy did it, but it appears, well, Gonair is doing it. He has. Good man, well done. Didn't get his entry into the chicane compromise there. Solo Solita, so the winner last time out in Dubai, as I've said before, he looks like he's going to be lapped the next race. He was not expecting that, I don't think, unless he wasn't confident going into this race because of this track, but yeah, he's going to have to make up for this dreadful performance next time out in Silverstone and put on a good show for the Porsche employees, who will no doubt be there to cheer on their company who are racing. Faster Able 4 now 15 seconds clear of Hokaka in the Aston Martin. As we are now within the final 5 laps of this race, you can send us your drive for the day. You can tell us that now in the comments here, the live chat of this video. You could also let us know in the forum on our website, GAVRA Racing. There will be a link to that in the description, I'm sure, and you can just click on forum at the menu. Or you can let us know on Twitter at @officialGavra. Please, we'd love to hear your thoughts. All views appreciated. I'm sure the drivers will be interested to hear your views as well from the fans. If you've got a favourite driver, favourite team, favourite car, you can also tell us that. We'll pass on that support if they don't see it. Yeah, it's not been the most exciting races for me to commentate on, but it's been a good performance from Faster A14. Nominees for driver of the day, I will give Faster A14, of course, 1. Okaka, who's currently 2nd, give him 1, 2. Pinky 90 Ale, yeah, for 15th to 5th, that is a very good performance. And also, we'll give the other one to 4th nomination to Nico Zava, I would say. Just, you want to score points, you've got to keep the car on the track. And that's what those 4 drivers I've mentioned have done in this race. We're on lap 37 out of 40, so not long to go, as we are into the closing stages of this race. I do apologise if my microphone has been a little bit crackly during this broadcast. Of course, I don't know what you're hearing, but if it has been crackly, my only explanation for that is due to the not ideal studio environment, you could call it. Fast able for there, taking a corner absolutely beautifully there. The right-handers. In fact, we can ride on board with him now, as I call our broadcaster to get on board now. If you ride on board on the roof view, get a good view there. And I'll take you through the laps. Up the hill now into the first corner, left, right. Real good overtaking opportunity there. Up now underneath the Dunlop Bridge, down the Dunlop Hill. It's a fun track. This rounds the long right-hander, which you've got to be very careful. You've got to get exactly the right speed and the exact right amount of turning, because otherwise you will go straight off wide into the gravel and you will lose positions, especially on the first lap of this race. As we're now into the middle sector, that long left-hander as well, good overtaking opportunities there. You've got to really nail the exit of that corner to get some great exit speed off that. So it's slow into the corner, fast out the corner, braking hard now from all the way down to around 40 miles an hour actually to these double right-hander. As we exit away now from those, up through the gears, we're now in fourth gear, up into fifth, there it is, over 100 miles an hour, over 120, going to 130 now as we head into this chicane at the end of the middle sector. It's a very narrow one this, so not quite ideal for overtaking, as the faster A14 found out early, didn't he? Tried to take the lead off, rip it up, but he needn't have worried after that. Sorry, not take the lead off, rip it up, it was Hakaka, I mean. But no worries there, he made up for that. And then there's the second chicane there in that final sector, nailed that one nicely into the final corner. So double right-hander, you got to really nail the exits there, and well, he lost a bit of revs there coming out of the corner, but no matter, he's up through the gears, and yeah, that's a lap, a 1 minute 47.7 race lap, of course. Lap time's faster in practice and qualifying. In a race, it's just all about keeping your car in the best conditions. And then he gets it all to your plans. The Solar Salita has disconnected from the session. Oh no. Right towards the end of this race. If he can't get back in, he will score no points in this race. That will be a real shame for the Target Motorsport team. At the end of the race, I will give you a rundown of the order before we end the broadcast. Yeah, I mean, my personal driver of the day, in my opinion, I'm going to give it to Faster A14. Just fantastic driving all along. Caught up to rip it up before the pit stops came along. Just caught up to him by right. Just really drove his heart out in that BMW. Caught up, eventually applied the pressure and ripped it up. Made a massive and costly mistake and ripped up the back of his Ginetta, and that's why the Lime Evo car is now down in fourth place. And Faster A14 passing, he's got a 28-second lead over the Aston Martin. I wasn't expecting it to go that large of a gap, but well done. As we are now onto the last lap of this race. Brilliant driving, really has been. Good clean racing from most, but I will advise hopefully some better performances from some drivers. Hopefully Solar Salita, Lime Evo drivers too. As I said, they were first and third on the first lap. Oh, well, after actually just the first two corners. They're appear now to be finishing the race fourth and sixth. Not ideal for the Lime Evo team whatsoever. Don't forget, next week, ladies and gentlemen, that we are heading to Silverstone, the third round of the GAVRA Racing GT4 PS4 League. That will be coming to you live on YouTube once again. I will be there commentating on that. Hopefully someone else will as well. And hopefully we have all 16 drivers in that. It will be ideal. We're on the Silverstone. Silverstone is a wonderful track. For those of you who aren't quite so familiar with Silverstone, check it out online, the real life track. It is a brilliant place to go for racing. I've been there once, it was fantastic. As now Fast Able 4 rounds the final corner, and he is weaving across, flashing his lights, and wins the race at the Circuit Bugatti. Well done, Fast Able 4. Brilliant driving from you. You really have earned that first place and the French champagne to go with it. Top job, boy. Top job. Well done. Very good pace all along. In second place, almost running out of fuel actually, just 1 litre left in the tank. Haukaka in the Aston Martin. Going very slow now around the final corner. Don't know why in first gear, should be in a higher gear if you want to save more fuel, but he's done it. The Finnish driver crosses the line and takes second place. A 24-second gap. It appears to be. In fact, no, it was just coming down after Fast A14 crossed the line. Well done. And Nico Zava has also crossed the line now to take third place. Rip it up now, rounding as well. Take fourth. Could have been a race win, but no, it's fourth place for the Lime Evo car. He takes fifth place in the Ginetta. Well done for carrying on and finishing the race, not giving up. The other Team Durex now of Pinky 90L, one of my nominations for Driver of the Day, started the race from 15th. I believe it was 15th. And now just 2 corners to go. Final double right-hander. He'll be crossing the line to take 5th place and 15 points for the team. Well, 15 points for himself. The team points total is 36. Team Durex are now leading the Constructors' Championship, and Faster A14 is leading the Drivers' Championship. As that's it now, all drivers have crossed the line. Thank you very much. So thanks everyone for watching. It's been a great, not exactly the greatest of races, but certainly one worth watching. Faster A14, Haukaka, Nico Zava, Rip It Up 44, Pinky 90AL, Gonna Ear, Birthday Boy, happy birthday to you with 6th place, Buxton Boy 91, Hoof Hearted, Gavra Novic 1991, Boston Row, Carsten Boville is rounding it off in 11th place. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, here at the GAVRA Racing YouTube channel. We hope to see you next week at Silverstone, at the Silverstone GP circuit, when GAVRA Racing GT4 returns.